Hello friends, welcome to Awdhesh Academy. I am Dr. Awdhesh Singh and I am going to take the course on Goods and Services Tax in India. Let me briefly introduce myself. I am a graduate from IIT BHU Varanasi. I did my MTech from IIT Delhi. I joined Indian Revenue Service Customs and Central Excise in the year 1991, and after working there for 25 years, I took voluntary retirement in 2016 October. During the service, I joined IITian Gwalior and I completed my PhD in the area of e-governance. I have received the WCO Certificate of Merit and the Presidential Award from the Government of India. Friends, I have written a book on Goods and Services Tax also with the title GST Made Simple. This book has been on the bestseller list of Amazon and it has been published 3 editions up to now. So I have a wide experience of Goods and Services Tax because IRS Customs and Central Excise Department is now implementing the Central GST Act and also the State GST Act and the IGST Act as it is required. So let me now start with this course. Now, what is the objective of this course? In this course, I am going to explain the important provisions of GST in a very simple manner. We are going to provide you the in-depth knowledge of the GST in India. You have to understand that the goods and services tax in India are unique because nowhere in the world the type of GST which is implemented in India is practiced. It is a unique concept and you require experience to explain the different nitty-gritties of GST Act. We will be giving you almost 80 to 100 lessons in the GST course. Each course will be followed by an online objective type test and also the notes for the GST. You will be able to evaluate your understanding of the GST after watching each video. Who should attend the course? This course is actually meant for professionals. So the chartered accountant or the people who are appearing in the chartered accountant examinations will find this course very, very useful. It covers almost the entire syllabus of chartered accountancy as far as GST or indirect taxation is concerned. The GST tax professionals and the consultant will also find this course very, very useful. This course is also meant for the officers of Central GST and State GST officials. The importer and exporters also have to deal GST in their day-to-day life and they will also find this course very, very useful. And finally, this course is meant for all the businessmen, manufacturers, trades and the service providers who need basic knowledge of GST to actually perform their job in the more efficient manner. So we are going to tell you almost everything about the GST. You will be able to understand all the nitty-gritty of GST. So the first important thing is that we are going to discuss about the levy and collection of GST. We'll discuss about the constitutional provision of GST, the statutory provisions of Central GST, State GST, IGST, how the administration of GST is being done by the central government and by the state government. I will be explaining you the concept of supply, the interstate supply and the intra-state supply. You will also be learning about the composite and the mixed supplies and the composition levy. We will also be touching upon the important concepts of GST like the place of supply, the time of supply, the input tax credit, which is a very, very important component. You should know what are the type of things for which you can take the credit and how it can reduce your tax liability. We will be talking about the electronic commerce under GST and the tax collection at source. We will also be learning about the tax deduction at source. The most important part of any service provider, whether he is a manufacturer, trader, importer, exporter, is to calculate the exact duty liability of the goods and services tax. Here we will be telling you about the HS classification, We'll be telling you about the valuation rules, the concept of the pure agent, which can be highly useful to you for saving the taxes. We'll be discussing about the reverse charge mechanism under GST. We'll also be talking about the different exemptions which are given under GST to the different classes of manufacturers, service providers, traders, and also to the different commodities and the services. In this course, we shall also be covering the import and exports. What is the meaning of import? What is the meaning of export? What are the deemed export? Then we will be talking about the different type of export incentives, including drawback, refunds, and also the different export promotion schemes. We are going to cover the entire procedures of GST which every service provider or manufacturer or the trader are required to satisfy. We will be talking about the registration, tax invoices, credit and debit notes, electronic way bill or e-way bill. We will be talking about the different accounts and records which are maintained by the GST service providers, the different type of GST returns which you are required to file, and the job work provisions which are very, very important, particularly in the manufacturing sector. I shall also be talking about the compliance mechanism under the GST, which is broadly about the administration of GST, the assessment provisions which are provided in the GST acts and the rules, the different types of audit provisions under GST, the provisions of inspection, search and seizure, the appellate provisions, the offences and penalty, the arrest and the prosecution provisions. In addition to that, we shall also be touching upon the miscellaneous provisions of GST like input service distributor, advance ruling authority, anti-profiteering provisions, transitional provisions, and also the GST network or GSTian. Then we will be touching upon some important services, specific services like GTA service, works contract, OIDR service under GST, or the GST on the education services. We will also be talking about some specific type of taxpayer, how they have to fulfill their GST tax liability, like the casual taxable persons, non-resident taxable persons, or the service provided by the government organization, because many of the government officers feel that they are not required to pay GST. So what are the types of services which are exempted for the government? What are the type of services where you have to pay GST? We will be talking about the GST provisions on the charitable and religious trust. We shall also be talking about the GST provisions of cooperating housing societies. So these are the different type of topics we are going to cover. So as you can see that virtually no topic remain uncovered in this course. I have written the books of GST Made Simple, which has been in the bestseller list, and I am sure that you will be able to get the entire knowledge of goods and services tax by going through this course. Thank you very much for joining this course and keep watching the different lessons of this course. Thank you very much.